Making a DC cinematic universe is a monstrous task. You have to deal with multiple timelines and Elseworld stories that have come in and out of continuity based on how a writer feels. You have a whole multiverse with multiple versions of the same character. You have tons of retcons, some retcons that retcon retcons and somehow still keep the retconned retcon canon. And you have characters that don't age unless they're teenagers. DC Comics is dense, and they have so many characters, some of which didn't even begin as DC characters. Some were from other companies. It's hard to imagine a singular, self-contained, logical cinematic universe for DC, but that's what I find so fun about these cinematic universe pitches. They range from the most basic you can get, solo movies leading to a team-up movie and repeat for 3 phases, to more complex, like Super Frames, that has casting, a Star Wars inspired Green Lantern saga, shows that cover the Green Lantern Corps, Nightwing, New Gods, Green Arrow, Legion of Superheroes, Batgirl, and Adam Strange, and themes just that go across not just singular trilogies, but the entire universe. But all this made me curious. How would I do? Which stories would I turn into films or shows? What characters would I include? What versions of those characters would I include? This series is the result. A cinematic universe centered around the characters of DC and using them how I think they work best. Some characters or stories are getting removed, some are being invented, and some are being completely remade. But the goal is to lay out a universe I think would do these characters justice. Obviously, this will take some time. For all I know, this won't be finished until March, and I may add characters to the list as I go on. I already made 2 videos on this, one with Nightwing and one with Lex. I think those are too long and too unorganized. Those videos will stay, but I'm gonna try keeping these shorter and more focused on how I'd use them in the universe. I'm also gonna do what I should have done before the Nightwing video, talk about my plans for the Justice League. My favorite Justice League run is Grant Morrison's JLA, the story that introduced the moon base known as the Watchtower. The Justice League has been through a lot of variation over the years, and you can tell the team based on what headquarters they're using. If they're using the satellite but aren't calling it the Watchtower, then it's pre-Crisis. If they're using Mount Justice in Happy Harbor, Rhode Island, it's the pre-satellite years. If it's the Hall of Justice, it's the Super Friends era, or post-Watchtower, etc. Anyways, why am I talking about this? Well, I want to include a lot of these bases and evolve the Justice League throughout the universe. The satellite would be in Phase 1 and 2, the Justice League embassies would be used in Phase 3, and the Watchtower and Hall of Justice would be used in Phase 4 and onwards. All 4 of those would have their own lineups. Prior to Morrison's JLA run, the Justice League had a slight problem. See, the League was supposed to be a team of the best and brightest superheroes DC had to offer, and it certainly started as that. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, they're regarded as the 7 for a reason. But it's not just them, you have Black Canary, Green Arrow, The Atom, Elongated Man, Hawkman, Hawkwoman, Zatanna, Red Tornado, and Firestorm were also considered some of the greatest heroes DC had. These are the types of characters I'd show in the Justice League films in Phase 1 and 2. However, the problem with filling your team with the greatest heroes of all time is that they also have comics of their own, with continuity that you have to keep track of during the Justice League stories. If a major change happened in a Wonder Woman story, that'd have to be reflected in the Justice League comics when she appeared. Same for everyone else. Seeing this as a problem, they thought the easiest solution would be to fill the team with minor characters that were less popular. We started seeing characters like Fire, Ice, Starman, Miracleman, Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, Bloodwind, Maxima, Captain Atom, The Ray, Dr. Fate, Obsidian, Metamorpho, Animal Man, Captain Marvel, etc. Some of these characters were more popular than others, but none were as popular as someone like Superman. And those would be the type of characters I'd show in Justice League 3. Not all of these, obviously, maybe like 8. Then Grant Morrison was able to write the Justice League, and the first thing he did was focus on the Core 7, which is what I would do for Phase 4 onwards. The book was really good because of this. Yes, it ran into the same problems, especially with changes like Hippolyta becoming Wonder Woman and Superman becoming Electric Blue Superman, but it all worked out. However, the core 7 100% should be in the Justice League, but some of those minor characters almost need to be in the Justice League. I'd argue characters like Booster Gold and Captain Atom are necessary to include in the Justice League both for story reasons and for character reasons, but you can't really have them in a team with Superman. But the solution is pretty simple. The Justice League has had multiple teams throughout their history. Super Buddies, JL Detroit, JL Europe, JL Antarctica, JL Task Force, Justice Experience, JL Elite, Extreme Justice, Justice Arcana, Big Science Action, etc. So why not have multiple Justice League films? One with the core 7 and one with more minor characters that are beloved by fans or just fit really well. For now, I'll call the core 7 team the JLA, and I'll call the second team the JLI, or Justice League International. The JLI would be the one staying on Earth, working out of the Hall of Justice. The JLA would have the Round Table in space, meeting in the event of major worldwide emergencies. This emergency would be the main threat of Phase 4, Mageddon, a threat that would force more powerful heroes to join the team like Steel, Plastic Man, Aztec, Zario, Big Barda, and Orion. At the end of Phase 4, Darkseid is typically the most popular for the big final villain, and he will be, but not for these first 4 phases. I just wanted to do something different to the other pitches. Now that we have the JLA in place as a team of the best heroes, it's time to tackle one of the biggest problems with DC: legacy. DC has a ton of legacy characters, or characters that have started as teenagers or are now adults, and a lot of them are well developed. But DC has kept the focus mainly on their major characters, almost to a fault, as it keeps the legacy characters from finishing their evolutions fully. The OG Teen Titans are the obvious future of DC, and only recently has DC started to let them achieve that. For my cinematic universe, I want that to happen. I want the original sidekicks or teenage heroes to become the new JLA in Phase 5. This would include Nightwing, Troya, Wally West, Flash, and Arsenal, as well as heroes around the same age like Cyborg, Supergirl, Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern, Kendra Saunders' Hawkgirl, Jason Rush's Firestorm. The film would have Nightwing discover the JLA gone for various reasons. Aquaman is dealing with an invasion of Atlantis. Batman is presumed dead in a fight with Ra's al Ghul. Superman had gone missing on a trip to show Lois the remains of Krypton, and Wonder Woman and Jon Stewart went to find them. Nightwing assembles his own team to save the Leaguers in space, which will take them to a fight with Mongul and stopping an invasion by Zod. This film would show these heroes as the best of their generation. This would be a team the world deserves. A team of people who grew up as heroes. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman will become mentors of sorts to the new League, with the new trinity of Nightwing, Troya, and the Flash taking center stage. So to elaborate on my Justice League slate, Phase 1 and 2 would give us 2 Justice League films with the original Satellite League, with them breaking apart in Phase 2 in a battle against Despero that results in Red Tornado's sacrifice and the rupture of Firestorm. The Phase 1 team would be Barry Allen's Flash, Aquaman, Black Canary, Hal Jordan's Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Oliver Queen's Green Arrow, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Atom. And it wouldn't be an origin film. The Phase 2 team would add Elongated Manhawk, Woman Zatanna, Red Tornado, and Firestorm to the team. The Phase 3 Justice League film would have more Earth-based team working out of embassies focusing on more minor characters. I'd choose Booster Gold, Ted Kord's Blue Beetle, Fire, Ice, Guy Gardner, Maxima, Bloodwind, and Martian Manhunter. And the film would actually be a fight against Doomsday that results in the death of Superman, as well as making Ted comatose and causing most of the team to leave the League, with the ending showing Wally's Flash, Captain Atom, the Ray, and Obsidian having joined the team. Phase 4 would be the last Justice League film, focusing on both minor leaguers and the major ones. This time it's Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, Martian Manhunter, the Flash, Captain Atom, the Ray, Obsidian, Metamorpho, Animal Man, and Captain Marvel, all in the League. The White Martians invade and decimate the team. Captain Atom is sent to the time stream after absorbing too much energy, Obsidian becomes comatose, Booster Gold gets a fractured spine, Captain Marvel is revealed as a teenager to the team, and Blue Beetle and the Ray are killed in action, sacrificing their lives to save the team. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern are called in to help stop the White Martians, and they are able to stop it, but the damage is already done. The team mourns the Ray and Blue Beetle, and the JLA is formed. Phase 4 splits the Justice League into two films, JLA and JLI. In JLI, Booster is still mourning the death of Blue Beetle. Him and Black Canary form a new Justice League team on Earth featuring Connor Hawk's Green Arrow, Zatanna, Black Lightning, Vixen, Captain Atom, Robot Man, Elastico, and Kongorilla. The team is attacked by Deathstroke, who was contracted to take out the League by the calculator, and has plans for all of them. But they're able to defeat them, and at the end of the film, they open the Hall of Justice in memory of Ted Kord. In the JLA film, Kyle Rayner is replaced by Jon Stewart, as Kyle is on a space mission that will be shown in a Green Lantern film. Big Barda and Orion come to the JLA, warning of a threat known as Mageddon. Zariel, Steel, Plastic Man, and Aztec all join the team to help stop Mageddon. Mageddon is defeated with the sacrifice of Aztec and Zariel. Orion returns to New Genesis. Big Brother joins JLI alongside Mr. Miracle, and Steel retires to represent superheroes in the United Nations. Already described the Phase 5 film at the end, so no point explaining this.